go! Yeah, here I come! Big Bang Kamehameha!
What's good, my G's, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. And today I will be doing a equipment guide for the Super Saiyan Gohan and Trunks, the brand new tag unit that obviously has their new succession mechanic, which is pretty much just a revival. They have a lot of tags that will have a lot of equipments. As you can see, they have Sun Family, Vegeta Clan, Hybrid Saiyans, Super Saiyans, Future, which each of these tags here have a very abundant amount of equipment. As you can tell just by clicking on this, I could genuinely scroll forever. They have just so many options, so obviously I'm not going to go through every single one of these because I could be here till 2026. So for me, I've got a lot of tabs open here of the equipments that I would say are probably the best for them. So let's get straight into it. So number one, I've got the Legends Ranking Platinum equipment. It's just a very good base equipment to give them a lot of defenses as well as offenses. I always like to include it in one of these videos, especially if it's like a unit that's ranged or strike attack, since you are basically getting a portable Zenkai buff. So that's going to be equipment number one. Very, very decent. Of course, they have a lot of better options nowadays, but I do think it's still a very, very good equipment. Of course, they're going to be on Vegeta Clan as well. They will be getting their own Pure, which is this one right here. You can easily run Sword of Hope with them as well as Margin Vegeta, and you will be getting Pure Blast Attack, Pure Strike Attack, double defense, which is good for them because they do seem like a unit that just wants to tank and soak up hits because they do heal quite a lot, and they obviously have special move damage, which is very, very good since tag units do have special moves. This one right here is the brand new co-op equipment. It is for Sun Family, Vegeta Clan, and Androids. Very, very defensive oriented equipment, which I do think is pretty okay for them. You're getting 35% base blast defense and only 10% strike defense, which is kind of weird. I think it would have been better if they took away like 15% or 10%, or just made both of these like 25% each. It would definitely have been a little bit better. But then you're also getting 20% to pure blast defense. So I guess it makes sense why the blast defense is so high here. So you can use the pure to kind of like multiply. And that is just for having two future battle members at the bare minimum. Obviously they do count for one. So let's say you run them with VB, you run them with Rose, you run them with like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta or something. You will be getting 20% to pure blast defense, which is actually very, very good. As well as 10% HP. Obviously a very, very good slot. You kind of want to max these health slots out, so it's kind of nice that it's not in the first slot, so you can pretty much just guarantee max this all the way to the end. Like I said, they do heal quite a lot, and I feel like the way you want them to be built is more like a defense unit, or like a unit that can just soak up hits, while you've got Beast Gohan or Margin Vegeta who can just carry the damage for the rest of the team. So you definitely want to build them a little bit defensively, and I do think this co-op equipment is not too bad. Another pretty good equipment for them is another Pure Equip. Obviously this one, you kind of want to run them with Gotenks. Base health, and you've got a double base, no, you've got base strike defense and then pure strike attack, and then you've got base blast attack and then pure blast attack, which is pretty good. They are a more blast attack oriented unit. They are range type, as you guys know, so having that blast attack is pretty good with the pure. Having the HP is quite nice, and obviously defense is pretty good, and pure strike attack is also pretty nice as well. Pretty solid equipment. I feel like you can definitely run this. Let's say you're running them with Gotenks and Beast. You kind of want to give everyone this equipment because it is a very solid equip. Another equipment I had a look at today is going to be this one right here. I think it is another co-op equipment, but it is for Super Saiyans and Sagas from the movies. Like I said, they do heal quite a lot, so the health restoration is not too bad. Obviously, every time Gohan does a card, he gets 3% HP back. And then every time you use the transformed version of Trunks, he also gets 3% HP back off every strike card. On top of this, you're also getting base strike defense 20%, which is really good, and then pure strike defense when Hybrid Saiyan is a battle member. They count for this by themselves, and then you've got the same thing for blast defense and pure blast defense, which is actually a very, very good equipment for them. So yeah, I would definitely use this if you just want to build them to be just like a very good tank. You kind of want to run this with another defensive equipment and maybe the Hybrids pure, the 24% one, which we'll get onto. But yeah, this is a very solid equipment. Once again, it is co-op, so gonna be annoying to farm without Bonanza, but you know, that's just how they make the game. This is another like pure attack equipment, which is not too bad. I personally wouldn't use this one over the main Hybrids pure, but let's just say you want to use it and you've just got like double Zenkai buffs for them or whatever. Definitely not too bad. You're getting double attack, then you're getting some defenses here, 20% to both base defenses, and then you're getting 10% to both pures, which is not too bad. At the end of the day, they have better pure equipments, but I feel like I should have just included this equip anyway, just in case you don't have one of the other ones. Of course, they are also a future unit, so the future tag obviously had a lot of buffs recently, and I feel like they are going to be one of the better units on that team. You can easily run Rose, Vegito Blue and them, and you've got like double like anti-rush, so that's pretty good. This one's going to be giving them strike defense up to 25%, base blast attack up to 12%, same with the strike attack here. And then you're getting pure up to 13.5%, which is a bit of a weird number, to both strike and blast pure, which is not too bad. And like I said, if you're running them on a full future team, there's definitely not a bad pure equipment you can give to them. So yeah, very, very decent equip, I want to say. Not the best for like tanking or anything, but if you want to see some decent damage, I feel like this is a good equipment on that team. This is another equipment that came out during the festival, mainly aimed at the future tag, obviously. It's giving double defenses and it's just double attack, and obviously a little bit more in the blast slot. They are range types, so it's not a bad equipment for them. Would I say it's one I would necessarily run? No, it's not, but let's just say you have this farmed up. You don't want to farm anything right now since there is no bonanza or anything like this. Definitely not a bad equipment. Like I said, it is giving double defense and some very good offensive numbers. Now we get onto arguably their best equipment in the game. It is obviously the hybrid pure, giving up to 24% pure, which is just insane to me still, because this is easily still one of the best equipments in the game, alongside that Margin Buu Saga Platinum equipment. This is just ridiculous. 24% pure. The amount of like scaling you can do off of this equipment with Zenkai buffs and other like base equipment is just insane. As well as this, you are getting strike defense, not the highest amount, but you're just here for the pure. This is another equipment you can use, especially if you're using them with the Rose or Vegito Blue. Once again, this kind of only activates once either of them transform, since they're not God Key in their base form. But you're also getting blast attack, blast defense, and strike defense, and then up to 15% pure for either strike or blast attack, which is pretty solid, I want to say. Like I said, you can't really get this if you're using them with like Rose and VB until they transform, but let's say you want to run them with the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, who's a very good support unit. They will be getting this straight off the rip, as well as his support, of course. So definitely not a bad equipment. I would definitely use this if I had them. I'm not going to summon for them because I want to save my CC for some more fusion buffs, but definitely a very, very good equipment if you have it already. This one again is a future and God Key equipment, pretty much aimed at just purely defense as well as like offensive well. You can get base blast attack up to 20% with a pure when you're using a fusion warrior battle member with fusing Vegito Blue, transforming Vegito Blue. This is going to be a very, very good equipment, as well as these pretty solid defensive numbers. 28% and 20% is very, very decent. I would probably say it's one of their better equipments if you're running them on a future team, just like I said, because you're getting a good mix of everything, and that's kind of what they want to be. They don't want to be like the unit that takes all the damage and does all the damage. They want to like soak up the hits and then maybe have some moments where they pop off after, which is definitely expected from them. So very, very good equipment. Did come out during the festival, and I'm going to assume a lot of people have this farmed up already with the amount of bonanza we have. Another pretty good festival equipment, and definitely one I would 100% use for them, is going to be this one right here. It's going to be giving them special move damage and health restoration up to 10%, very, very good. Then you have the choice of having base blast or base strike attack up to 32%, very, very good. And on top of this, you will be getting up to 12% HP. I want to say this is one of their best equipments, and definitely one you should wear 100% of the time on any single one of their teams. Whether you're using them on Vegeta Clan or Future or Hybrids, this has to be one of the equipments that you use. This is just insane value, like very, very good equipment. 100% use this one. This has to be on their core lineup. This is the brand new Awakened equipment. It's for future and range types, so it's tailor-made for them. But you will be getting strike defense up to 20%, base blast attack up to 15%, base blast defense up to 15%, then some more blast attacks. You're getting up to 33% blast attack off of this equipment alone, and then another 10% to pure blast when you're using a Sun Family or Vegeta Clan. Obviously, they count for both of those, so this is pretty much going to be active on any team they run if you're just using that unit. Definitely going to be like an easy equip to use on any team, like I said. Yeah, pretty solid, good defenses, good offenses, and obviously very good pure blast. Definitely one of their better equipments that they have right now. 100% would recommend farming this, just to make it easier to run on multiple different teams without farming like team specific equipment. So very, very good equipment. And then last but not least is this equipment right here. It's still a pretty good hybrid equipment. It's giving up to 18% to either one of these defenses with special move and ultimate damage. And on top of this, you can get 12.5% HP. Like I did say, they do want to soak up hits. They want to heal quite a lot from reading their kit. And I know it's just a regular gold equipment, but it's still pretty solid. Would I say it's core? maybe not, but let's just say you want to run them and you just want to get as much HP out of them as possible. You can very easily run this equipment right here with maybe this one, and then you run the hybrids pure or any type of pure you want to, depending on the team that you are running. So that's pretty much going to be it for the equipments. I'm pretty sure I've gone through the major ones. I'm sure there's probably one or two here that you can also run that are decent, but I've gone through pretty much every single one of these, and I feel like these are the ones that I think are best and worth your resources. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you are summoning, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.